Hey guys, it's Sharon with Little Britain Company. Welcome to the channel. So today I am starting the mass make with this ginormous pile of papers to make more of my journals. More of my, if you can hear that, that's Little Brit making a bunch of noise. Making a whole bunch of noise. Now, oh my word. It's my husband and son doing spoon sword fights. Wooden spoon for... Okay, moving on. Moving on. Okay, so this is, well, it's not really. This is one of my unfinished junk journal. Not good gracious. Look at what they did to me. This is one of my unfinished traveler journals because I am waiting on the eyelets, which should come in tomorrow. But this is going to be a little bit of a work in progress because even though it's a mass make and I'm trying to do this very logically, very Henry Ford style, it's still going to take time to get all this done. So for this first video, I'm going to be cutting down my pieces. So yeah, I need to double check my numbers for what I am doing. I have my whole journal thing going here. Okay, so I won't be doing this is not the cover. The covers will come later. This is going to be just my pages. So I will be doing Halloween ones, which I'm very excited to do. And I will be doing, good golly, all of these. So, and I'm going to keep them paper clipped together. I have already decided on the options that I wanted to do for my inside notebooks. I do have, because I pre-ordered just a ginormous number of my little miniature composition notebooks. And I'm thinking about it now, and I actually may not have enough. I think I have 20 sets, and I think I may need more, but that's okay. We can get those. All right, so these are my 3 pieces from my first one. Do this. Nope, they're not. What the heck? All right. There have to be 4 sheets in each. That's 3. One moment, please. See, I thought I had everything all put together, and what I forgot was when I first put all of these together, I forgot about the folder. And so that is throwing a wrench in my progress here. So I just have to decide which one of these is going to be my this way, my folder. Something like this. Looks kind of manly, doesn't it? Okay. So this would be my folder. Every third paper, and I know that's weird to do, but every third paper is the folder, which leaves me with an extra piece. So I am going to need to take a few minutes, and I thought I was ready, and that's silly me. So let me go back through these really quickly and make sure that I have 4 different papers. So I need 3 different sheets for the 3 composition notebooks, the minis, and then I need 1 for the folder. And I do my folders slightly different than some other people do. So let me, I'll let you guys hang out with me while I do that. How about we do that? Because why not? So I was all ready. I thought I was all ready. All right, so I've got, this is the train one. Good gracious. So Do I just have 3 for the train? Oh, yes, because I'm doing a board book with the train. So there are some limited numbers for the train one. Okay. I'm going to put this one aside because I probably can use that with that one. So I'm trying to decide if I want this to be the folder or if I want that to be the folder. I think that this would make a cute folder. Oh, wait, this art, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. Okay, so yeah, I like that combination. Let me put this one back on. This is going to change my numbers dramatically. Okay, so with this one, we had these 3. Kind of like that one. That one could make a nice folder. I want to make sure that it's not too busy. Actually, I'm going to make this one the folder. Is that one too busy? I'm going to do this. Yes. So we have 3, and I know they're all fine though. I think they're all kind of cute together, and I like that big one as the folder. So we're going to have the See America by Luxury Train. And then this one, so that one goes out. This is what I did. Y'all would not believe how much time I've already spent sorting papers. A silly amount of time. Silly, silly, silly. All right, so we've got these. That one's kind of a nice, simple color. I wonder how that would do. If I do that, I could do that as the outside and that as the inside of the folder. All right. I like that. I like that. Okay, so this is going to take me a little bit of time, so I'm going to come back when I'm actually ready to start cutting these. You know what, guys? I'm just going to leave it up to when I did this sorting, I was sick and delusional. So we're going to go with that, okay? Are y'all with me? If you're with me, say, "We're with you, Sharon," in the comment box. I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, so the crisis is avoided. It turns out I only have those top, like, 4 or so that did not have the right numbers of pieces. So for my my little notebooks, I'm gonna start. What size is this one? I'm doing a quick measurement here. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I'm just double checking my numbers. Yep. Okay. So it is going to be slightly different. To accommodate the 6x6 paper. So normally I wouldn't use 6x6 paper on the folders, but I want to keep the same papers with this, so I am going to use them on this folder. I think it worked fine with the last ones. I think you all saw those. All right, so each one of these gets cut 4.5 by 3. This is what I'm going to be doing for the next, foreseeable future. This is approximately the size of the, oh my word, my brain is really kaput right now. Seriously, seriously kaput. This is the size that will fit on my little notebooks. So every third paper is my folder. And for my folder, I'm simply going to cut it to approximately the same size. Now with the last one, everything was cut to 4.5, just like this size is 4.5. And I think with this one, I might make it just a tad taller. Do I want to do that? Nah, I'm going to keep it the same size as I've been doing. Same as what I've been doing. And that's it for the folder. This folder is going to get laminated and put together, and it's going to be beautiful. But that's going to ensure I have the folder. And I've already put these in the order that I want them to go in the book. So I don't have to, mostly so I don't have to think about it. Because once I start putting everything together, this was my very first thing to do was to gather the papers and make a bunch of decisions. By doing that, it means that when I go through to do my cutting, I'm not making decisions. I'm just putting them aside. And hopefully that's going to work well for me. You know, it worked okay. This is what I did with the last set. Now with these pieces, I'm not doing the accordion notebook with them. It's actually why I quoted someone asked me about the price of these. It will be cheaper than the ones that come with the accordion top piece. It's like a little accordion folder piece that went with some of the other ones. But that's why those prices were different. Okay, that's that. This is my folder. So my folder, again, I'm only cutting everything. This is going to be 4.5 inches. That's it. And then this one gets cut 4.5, maybe just slightly over. If you want to err on the side of caution, and then it's by 3. So we're really just cutting them straight in half. But if you want to give yourself a little extra room, you can go just over the 4.5 inches, just in case. And already I've got, 2 pieces done, and I'm starting with a bunch of scraps. So I'm going to get a pile of scraps. That's just what I'm going to be doing. How are y'all doing? Is it hot? Is it hot where you are? Because it's hot where we are. They are talking about some storms starting tonight. And I actually really hope we get them, because we definitely need the rain. Really, really need the rain. So I'm good with some storms coming through, as long as they don't do, damage, and everybody stays safe. And they dump a whole bunch of rain on us. Actually, that's not great either necessarily. We don't want all the rain dropped on us. This is a folder piece, which needs to be 4.5. I really like that as the outside of the folder. And that's going to be the inside. And I kind of like that too. And I just made a mess. All right, I'll fix those folders. Just so you all know, so for my first 3, I will be adding an additional pocket to the inside of those. And that was just a bad mistake. You don't, for the I suppose I could switch that one out. I'll turn this one into the folder. For the folders, they do need to be 6 inches. So they are 6 by 6. It was just I just wasn't thinking. I was just cutting. That's why I'm supposed to measure for the folders. Because I will be folding this part up. So I do want my folder to have that space. So I'm going to turn this into the folder. I'm going to add pockets to those couple that I already cut. And I'm going to just roll with my silliness here. Luckily, I caught it early on. So we cut, I only cut 2 And I'll use some of these offcuts to make the pockets on the inside. So that's just going to be, you know, it is what it is. Silly mistake. Silly Billy mistake. All right. Now I'm good. Again, I'm going to chalk it up to being, you know, I'm sick. Not thinking straight. Not that that couldn't be said for any day, but okay. I'm getting there now. You can see I'm kind of giving myself a little bit of extra room. 4.5 is pretty close, and it will get you pretty close on your composition notebooks. However, the composition notebooks are kind of funky. They're not all exactly square. That's a good way to put it. They're not all square. So sometimes I find that I need a little bit more on the top or the bottom, not on the sides, because I can adjust my sides where I want them. The 3 inches is perfect, but the top and bottom, that can be funky. So still can't believe I cut into this. Oh well, it's all gonna work out, right? It's all gonna work out fine. So yeah, those little mini composition notebooks are not always, you know, as even as we might wish they were. That's the way to put it. Wait. Yeah, this is right. This is the next one. All right. Anybody else getting over the largy, whatever you want. Sheila said something about the lurgy. She and her husband are just getting over it. It is just a mess. I will be happy when I'm completely over. I am feeling much, much better. And thank you everyone for, you know, for your kind comments and things. I definitely am a heck of a lot better than I was, you know, this time last week. I was not doing wonderfully, but I am much improved. Every day I get a little bit better. I don't know if my stuffed nose is ever going to go away. So, just talking about the project for a minute. So with this project, you know, you may not want to do a bunch of them at one time like I'm doing. I really wanted to try to see if I could do a mass make on these. I will say the other ones took a lot longer than I wanted, but I also needed to sleep a lot. So, you know. I'm hoping with this one that I go a little bit faster and prove to myself that I can go a little bit faster, that this sort of mass make assembly line-ish type thing that I've got going for myself works well for me. So it's Saturday night. The boys are actually in the kitchen we're having breakfast for dinner tonight. That was my mom. Every once in a while, my mother would really enjoy waffles for dinner, she didn't do it very often. She was an amazing cook, really an amazing cook, chef. She was a chef, amazing baker. But excuse me for all the sniffing. I'm sorry. I may not be able to help the sniffies. My snuffleupagus. But every once in a while, usually I think it was on a Sunday night. Every once in a while on a Sunday night, she'd be like, oh, we're just going to have like waffles for dinner. Breakfast for dinner. It was really one of her favorite things. Breakfast was one of her favorite things. get that little piece right there. Okay. Yeah, this one. Gotta make sure I'm using the right books. All right. So it's only been about, what, 12 minutes, and that's with my mistake. And I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've cut 7. I haven't made 7, but I've cut 7, which is not bad. So I will have a few less, which probably will work out, seeing as I didn't think about counting before I ordered my mini composition notebooks, my minis. So this brought the number down a bit, which is all good. This one. Has anyone in here watched Good Girl's Guide to Murder? We had watched the first season when it came out, really enjoyed it. So Little Bert wanted to watch season 2. Oh, that's what I did. And so we watched the first one, and I could not get into the first one. I found the first episode of season 2 difficult to get into. I didn't really like where she was going with where it was going. But episode 2 and forward worked out great. So I'm really happy that that we stuck with it. And because I really ended up liking it. So I'm kind of wondering if anybody else was watching it. All right, so this is, this is the paper from Hobby Lobby. Trying to make sure I have the right sides here. It is actually really thick. So it doesn't have the holes in it, which does kind of change a little bit about what I'm doing with it. Not a lot, but a little bit. It's not even either. So do my best to even it up. All right. So in this one, because this is the Hobby Lobby paper, it's already 6x6. I'm not going to do anything to my folder. So I don't need to worry about the folder piece, which is nice, which is really nice. So for these, and this is, remember what, oh, I can't, it's not in front of me. What this series was. I actually think this is going to make a really beautiful traveler's journal. These pretty ones. So, and I do think making a decision ahead of time about the papers. This one's going to be the folder. These are going to be the, the other pieces. It just makes everything go one, now that I'm sitting down and ready, I can really just go boom, boom, boom and knock them out. And I actually made paper decisions. I sat down with the paper. I had an idea of which ones I was thinking about doing. So I sat down with the paper and just in front of the TV and started looking through it and pulling the pages and deciding what I was going to do with it. So I felt it was time well spent. I didn't feel like I was wasting any time on TV. Now I will look for what I think I'm going to do on the front of this, because I do need to pull either 8.5 by 11 or 12 by 12 sheets to do the covers, because the covers have to be much bigger. But when I do that, I think that I'm going to I have some wildflower pieces that I might put on the front of these. So these are just going to be really different from what I've done in the past. So I'm interested. I'm kind of excited about that. Wow. These are also super crooked, guys. I mean, I don't know if you can see, but they are very crooked. So I'll have to make some, try doing it this, let's see, to make some decisions about these once I start putting the notebooks together. This one, I'm going to do, let's see, 4.5. Oh, that means I'm taking off, what, 3? Okay. I'm going to take off, yeah. I know this might seem strange. And there's my 4.5. This is a weird one because it's still uneven. Because that has this weird centerpiece. So I'm doing it in the hopes that I get that fairly centered. That's not bad. All right, that's my big one. This one won't matter. Yeah, I'm still snuffling. Snuffly. This is coming along really nice and fast. Now I will say the video is starting out so nice and fast. It won't continue. I mean, these are going to take time. So this video, because my intention is to put the entire, all the pieces together so you can see how long it would actually take to do all of this together. So this video is probably going to be longer than it might normally be. If that makes sense. As I put all the pieces together, it's just going to grow in length. It's just going to, it's just going to make it longer. So just so you know, well, you'll know because you'll be able to see, you'll be able to look at it and see from the beginning, oh, this is a long video. Oh, look at that. It's a long video. Oh, Sharon's doing a video. Of course it's a long video. I do a few short videos, but not, not terribly often. But that's why you love me, right? Okay. This one's going to be approximately. Got to square these up at some point. Now they truly will get pretty squared up when I cut them, when I put them all together in the book. Oh, that's right. What am I thinking? Good. Oh, look at that. We're getting somewhere. The fun part about this is you also get to see my kind of color choices. That's that one. Wait, that one's going to be, that one's that way. Yeah, this is good. I definitely wanted to sort of shake things up. So even though I have some things that are clearly part of sets, part of a plan, paper pack, curated pieces like the all aboard, even though I have some of those, I do have some of these that I kind of had to think about. That's my big piece. It's amazing. I had to think, guys. I don't understand. That's just not right. I love how quickly. Now, I will say with the last one, this came together fairly quickly too. I'm going to show you what in a minute. So I'm going to finish doing these, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the Halloween ones, because they're going to be a little different. Now, this one's fun because I already have these pieces, and these are already curated, ready to go, beautifully matched sets. I don't have to match anything. Just fantastic. I don't wanna. Okay. And so I'm going to do this. Let's see. This is going to be step 1. And for step 2, I am going to go ahead and attach these to, or put together my, notebooks. I'm going to put together my notebooks. I'm going to get my folder ready. I'm going to do all of the things that I need to do for that. So those will be ready, and then those get kind of put together. And then I have to pick papers for the covers. So, ooh, it's starting to smell good. It is starting to smell really good. I can smell the eggs and bacon. Yum. I love this set, this paper set. Echo Park had some big sales this week, and I put stuff in my cart, but I did not get it, and I kind of wish I had. What I really should have gotten was the Mickey Mouse stuff. Maybe I still have time tonight. I don't know if it's still on sale. As I speak to you, it was on sale for $5 for the large paper packs, for the 12 by 12 paper packs. And I think that's an excellent deal. So I am hoping to, I think I might, when I'm done with this part, I think I might go ahead and order those, because I really want to do some Disney. Now that we're home, Disney was great. It's funny, I've been watching people say, oh, Disney's empty, it's so empty, nobody's coming. That was not our experience. Our experience was that it was very full, lots of people there, and lots of people having a great time. I did not see emptiness. I saw lots of people. So, but we have seen people say, oh, it's really empty. I was even watching a video that I'm pretty sure was filmed in the Magic Kingdom the same day we were in the Magic Kingdom. And all I could think was, wow, I don't know where they were. Well, I do know where they were, but that was not our experience. I mean, I would have been deliriously happy if the Magic Kingdom had been mostly empty and I could have just hopped on and off, well, we couldn't actually get on rides. The only thing we could ride were things that were super slow. I have back issues anyway, so I normally don't go on rides. But Big Brit, with his broken rib, he really couldn't. And he was bummed, because we've been looking forward to this trip. And he was looking forward to going on rides. And that did not happen for him. So, I felt bad for him. But he and I actually had, like I said, we had this great group of kids, and Big Brit was with for the most part, with the seniors, basically the kids who had just graduated, and up and coming juniors, so he was perfectly safe in the park. I did not, we checked in with them regularly. We made sure that they knew where we were, and every once in a while, some of them would come and say hi. But as long as they answered their phones and responded to texts, and they could tell us exactly where they were, and in the park, and they were with their partner, and we could check on that actually, then it was great. It was all good. So that was fun. And definitely little Brit had the time of his life. So, and yes, I have a tracker on his phone. Well, tracker. Location. I have location services on his phone and his watch. So, I know where he is. But, another one? Yeah, that's the one. Kind of wondering, should I do it that way, forward? No, I'm going to do it the way I thought. I think I've already had this conversation with myself. That one. So you know what are you guys doing for summer? Do y'all have big plans? Anybody going and traveling? I know that the other day we were on with the cadre, with the Paper Stash Smash cadre, and collab, and talking to Deb with Project 39, and where she was, it was snowing. And I went, oh, heck no. I mean, it's hot, but I don't need snow right now. That was a no, thank you. I will say I would be more than happy to go back to Florida in the winter when it gets cool. My understanding is in the winter, Florida can get very chilly at night. It can even get down into the 30s. And then during the days, it's usually in like the 60s, 50s and 60s. I could deal with that. But snow in the summer is just, nope. Nope. That's cute, isn't it? Love those turtles. I know, my sniff. I really hope the sniffing is not bothering you guys. In a minute, I will stop and do a big nose blow. I know. Sharon, gross. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Maybe I'll decide later which side of this I'm going to do for the for these. I feel like I thought I had it all chosen, but I didn't know I was just using that and not this side. So maybe I'll switch off. Looks like this one got away from me. Okay, I'm going to move these over here. My ginormous stack. I find this very, very fun. And I love, doing so many at one time. I've been wanting to do like a whole big mass make of these travelers journals. And there are a lot of us who do these. Carolina does these. Heather with Found by Grace. I don't think that's right. My brain's fried. But Heather does a beautiful job. I really want to try her leather covers. That might be something I do next month, because I think the way she does her leather covers is so cool. So I really want to try those. I'm gonna watch her tutorial on those again. I do have a tendency when I'm learning something, I will watch the tutorial a number of times because I want to get it right. And she's got a great tutorial on that. So if you haven't seen it, you might want to check it out, because the way she's using the faux leather, and I have a ton I picked up, maybe 2 years ago, maybe last year? No, probably 2 years ago, when Hobby Lobby had this sort of ginormous sale, and they were clearancing out all their faux leather ribbon. I'm going to do that, ribbon. And I bought a ton of it, so I have lots. So I'm excited to try that. Okay, so I am going to put this sort of giant stack of scraps aside for right now. Work on what I'm going to do with those later. I did take from the last ones I did, I just made a whole ton of, brain don't fail me now. But my brain is failing. I made a ton of bookmarks from some of those scrap pieces. So, and I made some other smaller, pieces intended to be like a hidden paperclip. So I've got some of those pieces going. All right. So with this next one, because these are bigger sheets, these are 8.5 by 11, I'm going to get out my bigger slicer dicer. And I'm going to move these into, I have a project box I keep next to me for when I'm doing something like this. If I don't, oh, look at that. If I don't, then this just becomes overwhelming. So, the other thing with these is I have finally decided, holding on to these tiny pieces, the edges here, there are people who make, and occasionally I've made some cute things with those, but I just have, it's too many scraps. It's too much for me to hold on to. So I'm trying to find a little piece. And so I have the big ones I can deal with, and I'm going to get rid of the little ones. Move these out of the way. So these go away. I cannot tell you how hard that is for me to put those away. All right. So my next set that I'm going to be cutting down are these 8.5 by 11. A couple of things to note about these. These are thinner than the rest of the papers that I'm using. This is closer to copy paper. Where did I get this one? I don't remember where I got this. Probably Recollections, maybe. I'd have to pull the pad up. I have the pad. It's sitting right there. Yeah, I think it's a Recollections one. But it's pretty thin. So having said that, when I do the I'm gonna, oh my word, if only my brain would work, it would be so nice. I'm going to be doing the folders for these the same way I do the other. I'm not going to do these the ones I just did, because these are not 6.5 by 11, so I don't need to worry about this. And but they're not 12 by 12 either. So I am going to cut the folders the normal way. I'm also going to double them. If that makes sense. I'm going to be adding a backing to them to add to the weight. Anyway, I'll show you when we get there. I've got to finish working the numbers. So because these are bigger, I'm going to use my bigger slicer dicer. And I have prepared 1, 2, 3, 4. So I do want this to be my pocket. This would be a great cover too, wouldn't it? I may pull more pages to make covers for this set, for this series. Okay, so I will be right back. Okay, so I'm set up to make the start the Halloween ones. And the way this one's going to work, I'm actually cutting these to about 4 9/16, which is just off the half mark. It gives me just a teeny bit extra in case some of my books, some of my mini composition notebooks are a little bit taller. And again, every once in a while they are. So it just gives me a little bit of tiny bit of wiggle room with that one. So I am going to start by actually doing this. These have an orientation to them. So I need to make sure that my first cut, my, top to bottom, when I'm looking at it, that has to be the one I pay attention to here. So my first cut gives me, this is going to be top to bottom of the book. And so I've got my orientation right. Does that make sense? So I've got my orientation right. I just do need to make sure I'm considering that as I do these. I'm going to set them over here and I'm going to move this other one out of the way. So these are my first 3 books for this one. I should do it this way because I even have them in the order that I want them. Now, this one I'm going to set aside. This is one of my folders. So I'm actually just going to put my folder pieces aside and do those all together at the same time last. But I'm going to paper clip these together because I've already made decisions about these. I don't want to have to make new decisions. That just sounds like a horrible idea. So really quick, I am just paper clipping that first set together. And then this should help me stay the path, so to speak. My word. And ensure that I keep the pieces in the order. That's my folder for this one. That's my last one. Cue the spooky music. Now you'll see that I'm only doing, you may notice, I'm only doing my height at the moment. Height, that's the word I was looking for. So I'm only doing my height right now. And the reason for that is I just, again, when I'm doing this kind of assembly line thing, I don't want to be stopping and changing my settings. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this part done. Then I'll go back through, change the setting once, and do the next part. I should have done this way. That's my folder. I do like this paper. I do like this paper. Okay. And there we go. By keeping them together, keeping them paper clipped together, and you don't have to do it that way. You could, if you have more room on your desk, because right now mine is once again full. Every once in a while, every couple of months, I go through and I clear it off and it feels so good. And then it gets full again. I think many of us get there. Feel that particular pain. So that's 1, 2. I'm kind of checking as I go. 3. Oh, see, I just did that. 3. I just went straight to 3. Well, I'll use that as my folder on this one. It'll be fine as a folder. See, I was talking and I clearly cannot talk. Excuse me. See, I can't talk and pay attention at the same time to what I'm doing. It'll be fine. One thing about this particular series is that it all really just works so well together. They're all very interchangeable. So that's super cool. What I did want to make sure was that I had, that's my folder, different papers. I wanted to try to make sure that each one of these had different papers, and although they look very similar, they are different, and some of them are just different because they've changed the colors on them slightly. This one, I already have something to go with it. I'm going to put that right there. I already have some kind of a cover. Now, what I do have, what I plan on using for the covers for these, I have a whole bunch of Echo Park stickers. The large sticker sheets from some of the Echo Park packs, paper packs. Okay, that's my folder. Is this the same? Yeah, that is. No, it's not. Wow, some of these are just so similar. You have to look at them 2 or 3 times to see if they're the same or different. All right, so I'm keeping some of this together. And this one. I'm excited to see how these turn out. I am very excited to see how these turn out. I think they're going to be really cool. And I am a big Halloween fan. All right, this one's going to be my folder. And part of that is because I think that I'm going to be able to take a big enough chunk of this. We'll see. We'll see how that one works out. I'm kind of on the fence about it. Kind of not. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. And so this one had the October 31st. Okay, so now I have the initial cutting for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Halloween journals. Let's see. My next order of business, I'm trying to decide if the next thing I want to do is going to be the folders. The folders are 6.5 by 7.5. So it is on the 7.5 side. Just going. I'm looking at my instructions, which are weird. Okay, so I'm going to cut my next pieces. I'm going to go ahead and do my folders next. But I want to make sure I get yeah. I just want to make sure I get the sizing right. Yes. Okay. So it's going to be 6.5 by 7.5. And I need to make sure I'm paying attention to that very carefully. Because that could be messy. Okay. So my 6.5 goes this way. So we're going to start with 6.5. And this one I'm going to do exactly at 6.5. So I want to see, oh, look at that. Yeah, this one's, that's going to work for this one. Except that is going to be on the back of the folder. I'm kind of okay with that being on the back of the folder. I can do something decorative on the front of the folder for this one. This is my only real oddity. So I'm going to move that aside. I'm just going to leave that stacking there for the moment. And then I'm going to come back and do my 7.5. Because my 6.5 is my height. So it's nice that I can use the 8.5 by 11 papers with this. this one's very, very cool. And now, and put these away. So we're starting to go through a bit more. I'm so sorry for the snuffly. I'm still a snuffleupagus. Summer colds are the worst. I had to pause for a minute and blow my nose. Okay, so now I'm going to cut mine down to my 7.5. And now is where I realize I should have had 2 papers. So in a minute, I'm going to pause and I'm going to get a second set of papers to go with these. The reason is because I have to make the folder, I think, strong enough. I do want to double up. I do think that that's going to be what needs to be done to ensure that the folder is substantial enough to hold up. So when if you're doing these, if you're using a thinner paper, that works fine for your, and I think I said that before, but repetition. For me, that was yesterday. So if I repeat myself, I'm sorry. So I wish I could use these, and I'm wondering if there's a way to get away with it, but I don't think there is. Because it's just not quite, so the length is fine. I mean, this side is fine, but these are only basically 6.5 inches tall. And wait, but that's what I need them to be, isn't it? They're 6.5 by 7.5. Oh, this will work. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and cut these. So these are the other, these are the offcuts from the first cuts from the notebooks. So I'm going to cut some of these to 7.5. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to think too much about it because these all work so incredibly well together. I'm just going to grab the first couple. That's going to work great. That's going to be great for that one. Do ghosts with this one. That's perfect. The only thing I don't want to do is match those two. I'm going to put that one back a little bit. So then this will be perfect for this next one. Yeah, that's the one thing I didn't want. I wanted to make sure that I don't. See, that's that one. But that will be perfect for that one. Perfect. Look at that. And we have ghosties. Sure. I'm trying to make the insides and the outsides kind of look cool together. See, I said I wasn't going to think about it, and of course I think about it. It's just me. That's that one, and that's the last one. That last one. What is this cool one? Okay, so we got the 7.5 length, right? Or the, yeah. Yes, this is actually going to work. I was thinking that it wasn't going to, but I had my idea switched. Okay, now I'm just going to go through and do this one. Okay, it looks like I'm going to have to do a tiny extra shave here because I've got that stupid little hole in the way. But I'm not worried about it. Wait. It's backwards, forwards. So the reason I say I'm not worried about it, because I'm kind of thinking these are all basically the same. I'm losing maybe a 1/16 of an inch. But I think we're going to be fine. I wonder if that one can go in at all. It's got to be right there. So the inside, this is going to be the inside. The inside is going to be ever so slightly smaller than the outside. And that's because the hole of where the hole went through. All right, I'll move these out of the way. If I can get them out of the way. My word. All right. So right away, I'm just going to toss those. I'm going to keep these. These are a decent little strip. They're great for belly bands. So I'm going to move those over there. And these here. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and match them up. So it's going to be these two. Oh my goodness. The fit is just practically perfect. That's going to be great. And yes, the weight, when I feel the two of them together, that's perfect. All right, we got 1, 2. So it's going to be like this. So cute. I know. I really get into this stuff. So, yeah. That'll be the outside, and you open it to ghosts. That'll be the outside, and you open it to rating. Yep. Cute, cute, cute. And let me make sure I have everything. All right, I'm digging all of these folders. I'm actually, because the folders act so differently, I'm just going to go ahead and put the folders together. In the other one, I didn't do it that way, but for right now, I think that's going to be my best bet. Because the folders are going to need some extra help. All right, so now I go down to 3 inches because these next ones need to be cut at 3 inches. So I need 2 3-inch segments from each of these. It's going to be 1, 2. And then we're going to have a decent piece left over. It's a whole lot of cutting to begin with. All right. So this is the beginning of my first set. So I've got a set ready. I'm just going to set it aside. Get it? Huh? I know. Crack myself up. I don't know if I should, but I do. And this way. These are the spider webs. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a gray on black. My goodness. So right now we're making, how many of these? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're working on 6 of the Halloween ones. Which is a gracious plenty to begin with, I think. Going pretty quickly. I say that because I'm working on it. So you may wonder why I've made this into one big video instead of doing it into part 1, 2, and 3. And I think because I'm doing this as what I'm calling a mass make, I just thought it was more appropriate to do it, or not appropriate. There shouldn't be inappropriate or inappropriate. I just thought it would work better for me to be able to show everybody literally the beginning to end. Now, having said that, there might be sections where I kind of skip ahead or do, start something and then just tell you how much time it took to finish that part of the process. Because some parts of this, like the laminating, laminating can take a while, so I might just show a few laminating pieces and then skip to that one. But I also sometimes feel like making sure that you all can honestly see the length of time it takes to do some of this. It's another reason why handmade products should be more expensive. They do take time to make and create and to work on it and to envision. I think that's part of it. Part of the envisioning is the papers. Putting together, finding the right combination of the papers that you want to use or that you think will work so well with a project. That's a really big part of the creative process. And for those of us who do, like you all, who do handmade, we know, boy, do we know, that these are not quick, fast things. Or if we don't know ahead of time, unless we say, I sometimes see things that make it, make this in 10 minutes. And I think, but it didn't take 10 minutes. It took a lot longer than that because you're showing people you've already picked papers. Maybe you've pre-cut certain things. Maybe you've done, all of that goes into what we're doing. Into making these things. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. I just thought it would be fun to show that in real time. We'll see. I mean, the success of this, well, obviously, the success of this may or may not have anything to do with the actual project, because I now know exactly what YouTube is doing. And it's not pretty for developers. It is not pretty. Okay, so I have cut down all of these pieces and have prepped those. What I'm going to do next, I think, is I'm going to go ahead and prep the folders so that I can move to that section and I'm kind of get certain parts done and out of the way. So the folders, as I said, these are going to be different because of what we've just done. So I am actually going to use Yeah, I'm going to just use my AdTech Crafter's tape to adhere these. I was thinking about glue. And now I'm thinking again. Because if I do an even amount of glue, it won't come through. All right, one moment, please. So that just a minute took me longer than just a minute, but because once I started clearing off the side of my desk, I just kept going. So I was going to use my tape runner, and then it occurred to me that the tape runner, because the paper is so thin, that the tape, even though it's very, very thin, might show through with the laminate. I mean, that's a real concern for that. So I decided that my best bet actually is going to be the glue. So the first thing I want to do is make sure I know which one is which. And I'm going to leave I want to glue, how do I put this? I want to make sure that I glue the short side is not going to show through. It'll be where the folder comes up, where it folds up. If that makes any sense. So hopefully I won't run out of glue doing this, because I really am going to give it some really good coverage here. Because I don't want it to come apart. I don't want it to look funny. I think that this glue will, because it's glue, it'll become a little bit melty in the laminate. And this is a brand new thing I'm trying, so, hopefully I'm going to get it right. Because I've never done this before. I mean, I've done stuff with laminate. Why is that off? So I want to make sure that I'm lining up one side perfectly. Look at that. It's not lining up at the top. Okay. So, like so many things with paper, this side's going to be fine. The other side I may trim so that it meets the same sizes as the front. So this is the back, that's the front. So I'm going to probably just trim off that wee bitty piece there and a little bit at the top. All right. Yeah, these folders are going to kind of be a pain, but in the end, I think they're going to be fantastic. So also, I think I'm going to have to go get more of my craft glue. I hope I don't run out. Because I do want decent coverage. So you can see this kind of becomes one with the paper. And I'm trying to line it up really well. This one's lining up a little bit better. That one lined up much better. So, I'll flip it and do the same thing on this side. So now when I do it, when you open the folder, this will be on the inside, that'll be on the outside. I actually really like it. Yeah, like that. And then I am trying to make sure that I do, and I don't know that it matters at all, guys. I'm just making sure that I glue the outside of the folder first. Mostly because I think it's going to help me line these up as best I can. I'm actually really tickled with these. So I think when these are done, I think for the Halloween ones, I'm going to do the accordion folders with these, because I'll have enough paper to do them properly.
Honey?
Yeah, 1 minute. Sorry, my husband had to come tell me. We both follow the F1. Mostly I started following it because he loved it, and then we watched it. I think really we watched a lot of it during COVID. But because I have an absolute favorite of all time driver, I love Lewis Hamilton. I think he's just amazing. So right now they are on, he's in the lead, and I have been waiting for him. He had if you follow F1, you'll know that there were some terrible calls a few years ago, really bad call when he was about to win like a major championship, and I think he kind of just went into a funk after that. I think that it just really seriously affected him. And but it looks like he's ready to start winning again. He's got his mojo back. I think that was it. I think he thought he lost his mojo. And I think that is really important for drivers and for a lot of people in those kinds of sporting type things. And what happened to him was really bad. Anyway, if you follow F1, it's the only racing type of thing I follow, and the only reason I follow it mostly has to do with Hamilton, because I just think that he is, he's an amazing driver, but they all are. But he's also, I think, from everything I've seen and read about him, he's a very classy person. He's a good guy. From what I've seen and heard. I do not know the man. I could be completely wrong, but I could be right. Okay, so that's my glue board. I bring that out because I don't like to get, especially when I'm using this stuff, if I go over, it gets on stuff and it makes a mess. It makes my beautiful board look bad. So I protect the actual board that's meant to protect the next board underneath, which meant to protect the desk itself. It's kind of funny. Because underneath this one is a huge cutting board for when I need to cut material. Not that I could do that right now because it is absolutely covered in paper products. So, yeah. Anyway, so now I have these great folder pieces. This one needs trimming. I think the rest of them are okay. I kind of think that I'm going to trim this one down just a little bit. I kind of think I'm going to put these under a little bit of pressure and leave them for just a little bit. And I say that, let's see, I just want to get that. I think I got it. The hard thing here is I'm trying to get literally a sliver. So I don't want to, because if I get too much, then my sides are going to be off. Literally a sliver. Now this one, that one worked. Sorry. So that one's fine. I'm not worried about this little bit showing here and there. But now I really want to give that glue a little bit of time to cure. So I'm going to take one of my big, ginormous, heavy books, which can be, this is the one that has all of my, my ephemera in it. So I'm going to just put this on top of here, and I'm going to come back in about an hour when I feel like these have fully cured. And then I'm going to go and we're going to start making the folders. Okay, so I'm back. Excuse me. I had let this dry for a little bit. It's actually not holding very well, and I think it has something to do with the temperature, what's going on. We have really dry but really humid temperature. And so even though I set this and I gave it some time to try to cure, it's just coming right apart. And I haven't really had a problem with this particular glue until now. So I'm going to go ahead and use the runners, the tape runners, and hopefully that works out. I also found out that the inner piece should be slightly smaller like this. It should actually be a little bit, it should come in maybe a 1/16 of an inch on each of the insides, because look at what happens. When I folded it in, the white was actually poking out. So there's a couple of things that I need to tweak on the way I'm doing these folders, because I'm combining those two sheets. I really thought that this craft bond would work, but it really is not. So I'm going to just do a quick redo, and I'm going to take down on these back pieces. I'm going to trim them a little bit in on the sides, not on the top. The very top, I want that to stay the same. The bottom has a little leeway. When you fold it over the paper, of course, I didn't take it into account. When you fold paper over, it's going to push the inside piece up. And so that's kind of what happened here. Not kind of, it's exactly what happened here. And I really need the papers to be good and stuck together before I send them into the laminator. The laminator will hold, a lot of it together, but you don't want them shifting inside your laminating sheet. And I want to make sure that this is right. These still are too thin to do on their own. So this part right here, this is a big project. This probably shouldn't be doing this project part while I'm doing this. So what I'm going to do right now, even though I started with these, I'm going to put all of the Halloween stuff aside, because I think that these folders are not doing what I wanted them to do. And so instead of kind of trying to get them to work right now, I'm just going to go ahead and put them aside, and I'm going to work out the kinks, and then bring it back to you once I've worked out the kinks and show you how you can do that if you have the same issues, the same problematic papers. I am going to go ahead and get rid of this big board. I don't need it for my next pieces. Here we go. I'm going to get out my small board and my the scoring tool. This actually came with a scoring tool. I just have no idea where it landed, where it ended up. So I'm going to grab these pieces. I got them out of the box that I was storing them in. And I'm just going to do the folders for each one. And we're going to go from there. So if you recall, for this folder, I made a bit of a boo-boo. Just a little bit. And I didn't leave any extra to fold it. Yeah, that was just my mistake. So these are just going to get a simple fold, and that just becomes the folder. Super simple with the couple that I did that with. Yeah. I'm trying to work like that. Okay, so these next ones, excuse me. Oh my goodness, it's just silly. So with these next ones, I know that I want these to be folded at 3 inches. They're not going to have the extra little folding sections on the side. However, I also know that I need this length to be 4.5 inches. So that's where I'm going to fold that. So this one gets that fold and it gets this fold. So, you know, so when you open it, you've got the nice pocket. So I am going to stack them kind of like this. Again, I really am trying to keep them together because for me, that's going to be easier. And think about your orientation. So I know that this is my up and down, and then this is going to be my bottom. So this one, I still think the stripes is better on that one than that. I like that on the inside, but I think the stripes are going to work better on the outside. So this is 6.5 by 6.5. And I'm really just, this is it. I'm going to do this with all of them, and then I'm going to go back through and fold. And then when I'm done folding, I'm going to go ahead and do my corners. And, you know, it's kind of moving quick. That's so pretty. I really love this beach one. This really is. I love the beachy ones for travel journals when you're going to the beach. I love these flower ones for just every day. Travel journals can be part of your just personal journey. I'm a little restricted in my movement at the moment. Did I get that? I've got, there we go. Sorry, I had to move that over. You're seeing part of the arm. So this one's gonna go. It's pretty good. So super fun. So this is, I'm trying to decide if I have an orientation here I like better and what I want to be on the front of the folder. Kind of want that to be on the front of the folder. So there we go. I like that one. And then 4.5. So we have just so much going on right now. If I hadn't mentioned it before, which I'm sure I have, I am very excited to be going to the Stamp and Scrapbook Exchange. If you live anywhere within driving distance, within a reasonable driving distance of, I'm going to do it this way, of Fredericksburg, Virginia, that's where the Stamp and Scrapbook Exchange is going to be. And let me tell you, it looks amazing. There are so many fantastic stores that are going to be there. It just looks so fun. I am going to be scrapbooking with my sisters all weekend. We're going to be there. Well, and shopping. I'll be shopping. I'm sure I'll be shopping. But I'm very, very excited about going and spending that time. And as I've said, if you go, you know, stop and say hi. It should be, you know, I love meeting you guys because you're the ones you're the people I'm talking to. And so I think, you know, it feels even more real to me when I get to actually meet you. So I'd love it if you say hi. And I guess I'm kind of trying to bribe you by saying I'm going to have a little goodie bag for the first person who says hi, because I love it when you guys say hi to me and I get to put faces to some of the names. Some of you comment, and I love seeing your faces with your names. And I honestly love knowing that there's somebody out there listening. I mean, I know you're out there, but you know, I'm just saying. So I'll give you a sticker. I have these great Little Britain Co. stickers that I bought. And I'd love to share some of those at the start of the fall. Let me get it over there. Share some of those with people. I would love to. So no self-promotion. I'm not selling anything. I would love to see people really make this Frederick. Okay, there is a little bit of self-dealing here because I would really, really love to see this event remain in popularity because it's close enough to me to go to on a regular basis. And so I want to make sure that that it does really well so I can keep going to it. I know that's very self-serving. But, in a good way, maybe? Okay, so that's that. I've got everything scored for this. There'll be more scoring when we get to the next part. Grab my little bone folder here. So, and for those of you who have heard me talk about some of my sisters, Susan and Chris will be there. Okay. I'm going to try doing it this way. I think that'll be okay if I do it, if I keep them in order that way. I will say my wonderful family, they really are my best cheerleaders. They are really always looking for ways to help me make the business work even better. Make it work. Yeah. Giving me more options and bringing it forward. So, and I really appreciate that. To the extent that my wonderful sister Susan is buying apparently a big giant Rice Krispie treat, gluten-free, of course, to put on our table at the Great American Bake-a-thon. What did I just do? So if somebody stops by for a baked good, there'll be something there. Okay, these just... Oh, I know what those are there for. Good golly, Miss Molly. Okay. See, talking and working clearly. So very fun. So if anyone's gonna, if you're gonna be there inside for the Great American Bake Off, which is the theme for Friday, I think. Stop by the table. Grab a treat while they last. So, oh my goodness, the sniffling. The sniffling. Hopefully the sniffling will be gone by the time we get there, because oh my goodness. I promise not to handle any food. Oh, good. That makes kind of a natural break right there. Sorry, with the pink, that kind of makes a nice natural break to what I've got going on over here. I do want to keep these in order. I don't want to have to rethink anything with this, because I've already done that prep work. So, and I'm trying to keep it kind of real time. That's, again, one of the reasons why I'm doing it like this. One of the reasons that I'm doing the whole thing live, not live, but ish. One of the reasons I'm doing it like this is so that you guys can really see how much time does it take to make this mini. Feels like that. How many wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Hey, I'm pretty impressed. I got that. So I went to, oh my golly. sometimes they just don't want to align, and even though I've done the scoring, and the scoring should make them align perfectly. You gotta press that scoring down for it to really do that. So I had to run over to Dollar General today to pick up some more of these. Crazy, crazy numbers. So I went over to Dollar General. I picked those up. They have a giant sale going on. All sorts of stuff. All of their clearance is half price. Definitely the one I went to, and I only went to one, looked a little bit like it had been picked over. But I found a couple of things that were very, very good prices. I wasn't looking for anything, but I found like a new scrub brush for the kitchen. And I found excuse me, and I found oh my golly, another scrub type thing for the dust cloths. Can't go wrong with that, right? This is very thick paper. This particular paper from Hobby Lobby, it's very thick. You might be wondering why I don't just go ahead and finish these off, and I'll show you in a minute. There'll be a reason. There'll be an actual reason. Because there's a couple of things I need to do to these before I put them aside for laminating. You can see I put a bit of a weight on those because they were driving me crazy. Oh, come on. Okay. Trying to line these up perfectly. So I, going back to this, the expo, very, very excited. It looks like there's quite a few stores. There are quite a few stores. I'm very much looking forward to going to some of them. I think that there's a store that is specializes in eyelets. I'm very, very excited to go to that one. I definitely want to get some more eyelets and some fun ones, and I would like to get some of the smaller ones. I think some of the I use the, what is it, the 3/16 maybe on this one. I use what's generally considered the regular size on these. But I would love to use the smaller ones, and I actually found possibly the perfect elastic to use with those, with the smaller ones. I think the smaller ones wouldn't cause me a problem by sometimes being too close together. So I am very, very interested in trying those. It's funny because for a long time, I just was so nervous about using eyelets. I just didn't. And once you really start using them, they're so easy. They are really easy. There's not even much of a learning curve to using them, which is very nice. Come on. Huh. This one's being stubborn. It's being very, very stubborn, and I don't appreciate it. I just do not appreciate the stubbornness coming from this paper. Okay, let's see if we got it this time. Golly, no. You can see on the back that I don't have it. But as soon as I put it down okay, that's going to have to be as good as this one gets. It is super stubborn. Yes, I know that the difference in it is minuscule. It's like a shaving. But y'all have seen me shave these things before. Shaving it does not bother me. There. So let's see. I am also very much looking forward to going to Scrappy Boys and Creative Creations. I think that's one of them. Honestly, there's so many there that I'm excited to go to. So many. I think I already folded this one. Yeah. Let me just do it. Yeah, this one's already been folded. Okay. Then, oh, that goes there. Okay, so this one's been folded, and I told you that I was going to add a piece into these, and I am. That's the way that one goes. So, let me find. Let's see, this is the big pile of pieces. So I want to find one. Yeah, that's too busy. How about that on the inside? That's not bad. And the outside is the plains. So what do we think? I like that a lot on the inside of that one. I can go back to this other one and see if there's something I like better. Like, would this be better? I just don't like it on the inside. I could do something like that. What do we think? It's too busy. I think it's too busy. Do y'all agree? Let me keep going. No, this doesn't match the inside. Oh my word. Okay, I really did not want this to take forever. Get this one. I think that one will work. Okay. It's like it was listening to me and said, oh, here's this one. Take this one. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do, as weird as this is I'm going to go ahead and fold these in half. And I'll fold them in half. So this one's a wee bit crooked right now. There we go. Now, this one has this weird part here. So I need to take that off. It's not going to be a huge amount. Yeah, that's actually good. This one has a little bit of it, so this one can have this one's going to have more of a sliver off instead of a big section. Okay. That part's done. Now, they both have that weird hole at the top. That's the word I'm looking for, hole. Good golly. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab this one. I forget which one's deeper. I think that one. Was that deepest? Yeah, I think that is the deepest. Oh, it was so close. Well, there we go. That's better. All right, so I've gone ahead and cut that piece. I'm going to do the same thing here. Now, not quite done. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off. Yeah, it's like 1/8 of an inch for each one where that corner is. This is just if you run into the same situation that I'm in where I accidentally cut it down. I didn't really mean to. And these pockets wouldn't work any other way. These are actually going to be really cute. Okay, so that should be... Oh yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Now we're going to grab the good glue. Sorry, I had to really force that one out. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a... This is the other thing that can sometimes take time. If you're having problems with your stuff. There we go. I think it's flowing now. Oh my goodness, maybe a little bit too much. So just a little bit top and bottom. And these are going to go just like this. Should have put my pink piece underneath. All right. Kind of liking these. So this is just how I'm fixing this issue, which was I cut them wrong. So the simplest thing to do is then I have these really cool little pockets now. Those are going to laminate really well too. Okay, so I'm going to, it's just a little bit of a burnish here. I know this glue will hold. I don't know what's going on with that other one. I do think it has something to do with humidity in the air. Okay. Now do make sure that you are, not going over. I thought I might have been. There we go. And then this side. That was problematic because it was dark on dark. Okay. There we go. actually really, really cute. I like them. Okay, because these are unusual, I'm going to go ahead and take my last step with my folders, which is this part. I forgot I have to do this one at a time. Okay, so this one goes here. And this set, that one's getting closer. And then this one. Okay, so now we have an adorable little envelope. Those two are getting somewhere. Okay. Next, we have this big pile. This big pile. So, with these, I'm going to zoom in. You can see these a little bit better. At this little corner here, I am just going to do a quick little trim. And that will become the pocket. Super, super duper easy. So each one of them needs that little bit off. Otherwise the pockets really won't sit properly down. And even that one, I need to do just because you really have to get to that corner. It gives them the space to fold properly. So, all right, this is the next big thing. So I want to get in on that. And then I think that my family is going to be ready. We decided we have just been swamped lately. So much going on between Little Brit and his different things going on. Some of his summer activities, and then Big Brit going back to work, and then my being sick when we hadn't planned on that. Let me get that corner. You can approach these guys either way. This one, okay, I'm just gonna do a little extra shade from here. My word, this one is being very stubborn. There. So I can also do it from here. Anyway. It's cute. This is just the way I do it. I'm sure there are other ways that you can do it. That you can do this little trim. Or not. I bet you there's lots of ways to do it because this is not working for me. There we go. So, I'll go back to doing it this way. So I don't, that's better. I just really want to get that corner, and that's not always easy to grab that little corner. See how I didn't quite get that? That's better. But it has to do with I'm not taking a whole lot off. That actually looked funky. I'm trying not to take much off. So, because it's a pocket. And they look pretty similar to the other ones. So Big Brit and I were supposed to sit down earlier and plan dinner. But we both started doing other things. Let me get this out of the way. We both started working on some other things, and here we are. So I think it might be a pizza night, which is okay. We haven't had pizza in a long time. I love this one. I think this one's just going to be gorgeous. When it's done, and you have a pocket on the inside. So cute. I'm going to do this pocket from here. Okay, so that didn't take long at all. So we're coming in close to our folders being done. All right, so right now, by the way, they're backwards. And I'm actually going to keep them like this. You can't see it. They're under this weight at the kind of the edge. Kind of do it like that. That way they don't topple over. And as soon as I'm done with these, I'm going to put them back with their proper piece. I'm going to try. Okay, it goes like that. Okay. Okay, so move this out of the way. Here's the fun part. Okay, way out of the way. So I am only gluing this little piece. And honestly, that's way more glue than that needed. I need to fix my other glue. Then I come over here and I do my quick corners. And I add it to that one. Now, I do find it easier to do it this way. I could try to do all of these and then come back, and I just find this easier for me. I've got glue coming out. I'm gonna move this down. That makes me more comfortable. Because even though I'm doing as thin a piece of glue as I can do, and let's see how long this step takes. Cute is that one. So cute. Okay, this is it. This is what I'm going to be doing for the next few minutes. I'll put this piece up here. You ever get to that point where you feel like everything you touch and move falls over? All right, so the next thing I'm doing is I'm going to glue all these folders and do exactly what I just did with that one. So, one moment, please. Okay, I switched. Oh my goodness. I switched over to my other Sweet Petunia glue bottle because this one gives me a much thinner bead. Just a quick there, that's better. That should stop it from coming out. And then we do that. And we do this. And isn't that cute? Let me do that. Goes there. So I'm gonna come out a little bit so you can see this better. So now, just a quick, that's something else I'm hoping to find at the scrap exchange. I'm so excited. Will be, I want to buy more of these bottles. The My Sweet Petunia, the one that does the skinnier, smaller bead of glue. I really like that one a lot. So, that's not right. So I'm hoping to find that. Okay, get these out of the way. Oh my goodness. Those people who, I lament that all the time, don't I? Those people who can do a straight line. Seriously, it's magic. Because I apparently cannot. So I would say this is going fairly quickly. I need those out of the way. One thing that is in my way, just so you all know, I'm not just being crazy. I have a box next to me full of all of the mini composition notebooks. And it's really in my way on this side. So I keep running into that as being an issue. Having said that, I probably should put it on the floor, but that's just taking effort. As I try to. So what I want to do is finish this. And when I'm done with this part, when I have all of the folders done, then my next order of business is going to be to work on the mini composition notebooks. And then I'm going to have everything kind of coming together even faster. So it's all about, for me, kind of my order of operations here. I still have that there. Why do I have that there? So this is, gracious, what a stack. All right. I was thinking I'm going to get it this time. I'm going to get it straight this time. No. Not so much. This is even harder to do because this is such thick paper. Wow, that is such thick paper. Yeah, every couple of minutes I just have to clear the board, so to speak. Clear out the old. So the craft paper is definitely, there we go, even thicker than this regular paper through here. Oh my golly. I'm wondering if this is going to be a 3-hour video, but it might be. It just might be. I mean, there's a lot that goes into these, especially when you're making this mini. I could have chosen to do fewer. Maybe 10 instead of 20. But I didn't. So there I go. Because this is my number. These are so cute. Love these. Well, even if I can't make it straight, it definitely, the thinner line doesn't leak out like the other one does. So that's a good, oh, come on. So that's a bonus. And this will, this one absolutely will cure and be even more solid. So I'm using art glitter glue. Or at least I was. Actually, this is still the original glue. I don't know which one this is. Wait, why is that? Why is that like that? Oh, because that's the back of that? Yes. Okay, I got it. For a minute, I thought I had 2 things on there. Okay. I love the insides of these. So for some reason, my bottle doesn't hold to the inside of the glue gun anymore. And I don't know why. Because it's really important that it actually holds. Maybe I'll bring it with me. I probably will. I'll bring it with me. And I'll see if there's anyone there who might know what happened to it and how to fix it so that it, because when I use it, I have to keep pushing that down, and so it should be at this position, but then when I use it, it pushes it up and out, and I have to keep pushing it back down. Okay, now I can't even hold. It's a very thin bead of glue, which is why we have to burnish. Burnishing helps everything. Oh my goodness. Ooh, I'm getting there. It starts to get exciting when you get down to like the last few. Like, oh. So I need to refill this one. I need to refill this glue gun. I am thinking about, instead of art glitter glue, I do have the Barely Art. There we go. So that Kate sent me, and I'm thinking about using that one maybe. I hope somebody came down and fed the dogs. I think they did. I think I heard somebody come down the stairs as I've been filming. It's about time for them to eat. They usually tell us. If they don't get fed right at the, on the hour, Sophia, and most importantly, Sophia will start to complain vociferously. She doesn't let us get away with a thing. So my husband was supposed to call the kennel today, and I sure hope he did. That was his job. For them to go in for our upcoming trip. My word, it's like I'm trying to make it swirly. I'm not trying to make it swirly. I'm just really good at making it swirly. Let's just assume it glues better that way. I'm going to go with that. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so now that we dropped the Halloween, all of the folders are done. So the folders, they're going to be laminated when I laminate the covers. And I still have to pull and cut and prep the covers. But my next order of business is going to be these. These are the composition notebooks from Walmart. They actually have 80 sheets instead of the 50 that you get with the regular mini composition notebooks, which I think is going to be nice. And they work out to be $1.33 for each book. No, they were $1.33 for the 3 books. Everywhere else, it's at least $1.50 for the 3 books. So we have those. Let me make sure that I think I'm right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, it's perfect. We're doing 19, and I have 20 of these. So I'm going to be using those. Oh my goodness, my runny nose. Okay, so this is what's next. I'm moving those up in front. I'm going to do these one at a time, but, well, you'll see. Hey guys, I'm tacking this little piece on right here because I started putting videos together. I've actually made quite a few pieces for this mass make. And right now, it looks like it's going to end up being about 4 hours, which in the long run isn't bad for the number of traveler's journals I'm doing. However, it's a long video. So I am chopping it up, and this is going to be the end of part 1. I believe I'm going to fit this all into 3 parts. So this is the end of part 1. I'm going to put out part 1 and 2, I think, together, and then part 3 is coming. I'll see you guys for part 2. Cheers!